Hey there everyone, welcome back to another bite-sized review. Today we'll be taking a look at Tangled Before Ever After. This is the TV pilot movie that premiered on Disney Channel in 2017, and it runs about an hour. Essentially, this is the sequel to the Tangled movie, which it might be a bit jarring at first because the art styles are completely different, but pretty much everyone is back for the series, which is great. The good thing about this movie is that it does feel pretty much like a movie, and it kind of leads. It's supposed to be a pilot for the series, which it does a very good job of. So essentially, the story is pretty simple here. Rapunzel has gotten her basically her life back. She's in the castle with her real parents and with Eugene and everyone, and she has her short hair now, and so she's trying to adjust to being a real princess in the kingdom. And so we have some new characters here. We have Eden Espinosa as Cassandra, who is a new character, and she is basically Rapunzel's bodyguard and her lady in waiting, essentially her companion, and she tries to teach her the ways of being a princess and a royal and stuff. And it gets explored in season one more, but here she's kind of like her confidant, and she acts as her guide to the kingdom and how to be a royal and stuff. And she does a great job. She's also a very capable fighter, which is important because Rapunzel is a very important person, and so there's probably tons of enemies that would like to, well, to do her harm. And so that's what Cassandra's job is. Her duty is to guard the princess at all costs, basically. And it's actually a smart idea to have a bodyguard around all the time. Eugene is capable, but Cassandra is very obviously the best warrior. So she takes over for that, and she does a good job. She has this really cool personality, and I think she does a great job. In the series, she gets a lot more focus, but here, she's played pretty well. We also have Rapunzel's parents, who are given more to do this time around. In the Entangled the movie, they didn't really say anything, which is I think that adds to it. But in the series, they actually get speaking roles and they get a lot to say in Rapunzel's life, which I think is good. It gives her development. And so Julie Bowen plays Queen Ariana with a very soft-spoken maturity, very well. And then Clancy Brown as King Frederick, as this very almost over the top yet very protective and caring father, which I think is great. And they're both great, like royals. They do a lot for the kingdom, which is really nice to see. And yeah, they both play the king and queen very well. I think they have a very good part. They don't have a ton to do, but I think they have enough to do, and I think they're welcome. We do have a villain for this film, who is called Lady Kane, and she's played by Laura Benanti, and she does a great job. Lady Kane is probably my favorite villain from the Tangled series. I love the design of her. I love the voice of her. I love the whole backstory of her. Unfortunately, we don't get to see her a ton after this movie, but I still think it's nice that they include her. Essentially, we have two kind of stories going on here. So it's kind of like Rapunzel's trying to get her hair, or I'm sorry, that's not. I was thinking of something else. But we have Rapunzel adjusting to being a princess, and that's like the main story. And she's also trying to adjust to her life with Eugene, who is also trying to propose to her. He's trying to find the right time to do so, and he always gets interrupted, and it's pretty funny. And throughout the series, we see that they try to propose, one after the other, try again. It's pretty fun and funny. And they do, of course, end up getting married, but it's interesting seeing the adventures in between that. So um, yeah, I did want to mention this does take place after the movie, so the series is kind of like this midpoint between the Tangled movie and Tangled Ever After, which is the 6 minute short, like the wedding movie, like the mini movie, showing them getting married. So the series takes place in between that. It's almost like this, like the in between what was going on. which is great. And so this movie serves as a great introduction to that, I think. And so the other story is Rapunzel's trying to get away from the castle. She's trying to like get it. She wants to have an adventure, like some kind of like fun thing. And so she goes out with Cassandra one night, and they both sneak out of the castle, and they find these crazy spiky rocks. And so that is what causes her hair to grow back. And so that was in all the trailers. And I did see this. I have seen this actually, I think, 3 times. Um, and it does feel like a movie. It feels very fun. It's got great comedy, great songs, and a great pace to it. And I really like it. Um, and so yeah, Rapunzel got her hair back, and it's very crazy because she just got it cut off not too long ago. So she's trying to figure out in the series why her hair is back, and so that's like the whole story. And then the rocks start showing up, and so that is the main story of season 1, which this leads into. So that is what that is. But there is also another story here. There is a mysterious woman called the Duchess of Quintonia who shows up, and basically all these royals are coming from across the kingdom to meet this new princess and to meet with Corona. It's in the kingdom, and so it's a bit awkward for Rapunzel because she doesn't really know what to do. She's not a princess. She never done this before, so it's very awkward. Cass helps her get into it, and yeah, that's the story. But it turns out that the Duchess is not who we think. It turns out that she's actually Lady Kane, and a bunch of her men are trying to uh, get rid of Rapunzel's father, who it turns out after Rapunzel disappeared, the king decided to lock up all the criminals in Corona, which included Kane's dad. So that is why Lady Kane is here. She's like she wants revenge on Rapunzel and her father for locking up her father. And so that is the other main story. And so it turns out to this big action scene where, Eugene and Cass and Rapunzel have to fight off all these evil, thugs and stuff. Not the pub thugs. Those are different. No, we're fighting some other thugs, Lady Kane's men, who are pretty vicious. And so Kane herself fights Rapunzel. I think that's the best moment for me. My favorite moment is when Rapunzel is fighting Lady Kane. That is just really cool. Um, that is really cool. I love the action in this show, but I think this movie does a good job of giving you a taste of the action to come without overstaying, you know, without over without giving you like a ton of action, like an overwhelming amount. I think it's enough action. It is mostly dialogue heavy because like it's just a story. So it's about, Rapunzel adjusting to her life. So there's not a ton of action. Mostly in the first half, it's just like talking and stuff, which I think is fine. But in the second half of this, it turns into an action movie basically, which I think is awesome. Lady Kane does get defeated. She does return. But I think it's cool that we get our first villain for our princess to fight. So Lady Kane is the first villain that Blondie faces throughout or yeah. Um Lady Kane is the first villain that Rapunzel fights before she gets into the series, so that was cool. Sorry, I could not speak for a minute there. Also, there are 2 songs, which I think is awesome. There are so many awesome songs in this show, but there is Life After Happily Ever After, which is sung by Rapunzel and Eugene. Kind of I believe it's at the beginning, near the beginning, and she's singing about how she wants to be free and how the story is over basically. And it's a great song. It has actually a couple other versions, but this is I think the best version is in this movie. And also Wind in My Hair, which was so iconic that it became the theme song for the show. That's also in this special, and it's just as awesome. And it's a great song. It shows how Rapunzel wants to be free from the castle, from the kingdom. She just wants to be on her own. And so that's a great song. Just fabulous. Really well done. And yeah, honestly, this will fly by. You think it's going to be, I believe it's about 58 minutes, something like that. So it's not terribly long. It's about about 2.5 episodes combined, basically. And I think it does a great job of introducing you back to the world of Tangled without overwhelming you. I like the new characters, especially Lady Kane. She's great, and Cass is also great. And it's cool that we get to see more of the king and queen, and more of the kingdom, and we get to see more of Rapunzel's struggles and her flaws. And she's not this invincible perfect princess. She's a person with lots of problems. And I think that's great. We get to see a lot more of the kingdom, a lot more of Eugene. His relationship with her is really great. Specifically, I think the best scene is in the boat scene, which Cass interrupts. I think there's a lot of great moments in this special that show you know, Eugene and Rapunzel's relationship, and it's a great, really healthy, like just really enjoyable relationship, I think, and it's just great. I really like this special. I'll probably give Before Ever After probably a 9 out of 10. I think I have the only problem I think is that Lady Kane doesn't get enough screen time. Um, Even though she's in disguise, spoilers, for most of it, but I think that maybe we could have gotten little bit more of her backstory. But other than that, I think it's a great special, great TV movie. If you're getting into the series, this you probably want to watch this before that. Otherwise, you probably will be very confused. Um, Otherwise, I think this is a great sequel to Tangled. It's not perfect, but I think it's good enough that the series helps it be better. Um, so yeah, Before Ever After, it's a great TV movie. I think it's fun. It's fast paced. It's very emotional at points. It's got great songs, great comedy, great action, especially in the latter half of it. But yeah, I love this. I think it's so fun. What do you think about this? Have you seen Tangled Before Ever After? Have you seen any of the Tangled stuff? Let me know what you think. And at this point, we have reviewed every Tangled thing, pretty much. Um, but I will review individual episodes when I can. I'll probably do my top 10 of the series episodes. I have them all on my notes. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will do more in the future. Try to get as many of these TV show episodes out as I can. I don't watch too much TV, but I try to get my favorites out there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below. Letting me know what you think about this show and this TV movie. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks again. Take care. Have an awesome rest of your day.